Hey everybody, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Mortal Kombat movie. This movie is a reboot, by the way. I haven't seen any of the previous Mortal Kombat movies, but I'm very familiar with the video game this movie is based on. It's a really fun game, and this movie is about punching and kicking, and then blood sprays all over the place. No! I'm just kidding, it's not. It's about these two chosen fighters who have the special birthmark, which is just the Mortal Kombat logo, and then they go on an adventure to go and train for the big tournament, which is called Mortal Kombat. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was expecting it to just be mindless action that doesn't really further the plot, but I'm glad to say I was wrong. Yes, this movie does have a lot of action scenes, but that's what you expect from a movie that's based on a fighting video game. Because all the fighting scenes in this movie do further the plot, but there are some scenes in this movie, like a few scenes where they're not fighting and they're just like discussing and that kind of stuff's also furthering the plot. So I'm glad they did find a balance between a lot of action scenes and a lot of scenes that aren't action heavy. Because for me, I'm a fan of action movies. I do enjoy watching them, but I do start to get bored watching them sometimes because a lot of action movies are just like a character with a gun and then explosions, and that can get boring after a while watching. And Mortal Kombat, all the characters in this movie and like in the games, they're all based on martial arts. Like all the characters, like fighting styles, are based on real martial arts. So watching the fighting scene in this movie was nice to watch because not every character fought the same way, and all of them were like fun to watch because it wasn't just like they had a gun, doof doof. It was basically like they were punching and kicking in a different way, and it looked super cool and it was super fun to watch. There is only one action franchise that actually keeps my interest nowadays, which is just stunt heavy, and that is Fast and Furious, because that movie's stunts and like action scenes are just jaw-dropping. Like sometimes you're just watching a car jump off a building and spin, and as the spinning, the guy shoots his gun. Like that stuff is just mind-blowing. So Fast and Furious is basically the only action franchise right now that still keeps my interest after like 10 movies. But that's one thing I liked about this movie was the fight scenes were super well done and super nicely choreographed. They also had some special effects in this movie because all the characters have their own like superpowers. Like some can have lasers shoot out their eyes, and some can control fire and ice and that kind of thing. To say is that they didn't overuse the special effects. They were basically used when they needed to be used. When it comes to the characters in this movie, a lot of them are very one note, and they basically all have the same personality, like the tough guy, yeah, the tough guy, and I gotta save the world. And I found that a bit hard to kind of root for those characters because they're all pretty much the same. There is one character that was an exception, and that was Kano. He's this Australian guy, and to me the Australian accent is the funniest accent, and this character Kano was hilarious. He basically made the movie. Like he had really funny dialogue, he was always making jokes and that kind of stuff. And even though he wasn't like the most complex character out there, just him having a different personality, being like the funny guy, the comedic relief character, made me root for him more, made me like actually want to watch him on screen because he had more to him. Like he was funny and he was cracking jokes and that kind of stuff made me want to like root for him more and like actually watch him. Compared to all the other characters just trying to be like the tough guy. And the tough guy stereotype can get boring very quickly, but the funny guy, if it's like done well and actually has good jokes, can go on for a long time. And that's one thing I felt a bit weird about this movie, is that all the other characters were kind of the same, but Kano was the only one that was a funny one. And I'm glad they had a funny character in the movie, because without Kano being funny in the movie, I would have felt this movie to drag on a bit longer than it should. Because this movie was only an hour and a half, but not having a funny character can make a movie drag on for way longer than it should. So I'm glad Kano was there to give me some giggles. So yeah guys, that's all I really got to say about this film. If you've seen the new Mortal Kombat, leave your thoughts in the comments. That's all I got to say. So what would I rate this film from 1 to 10? I'll give it a 7. Because this film was entertaining and the action was well done and fun to watch, and it was cool to see different action, not just explosions and people using weapons. It's cool to see some actual fighting. Also, would I recommend this movie to people who have never played the Mortal Kombat video game? Yes, I would recommend it. Because even though you haven't played the game, and you might not get some of the references that are from the game, you can still enjoy this movie. Because it's just a solid action movie. So basically you don't really need to know too much about the games to enjoy this movie. Because like I said, it's just a solid, fun action movie. So guys, please like, share, comment and subscribe. And that's all I gotta say for real. So now it's time for you to get over here and subscribe. Also click the bell. I don't say that a lot, but please click the bell because that helps sometimes with the whole getting notifications when I upload a video, because it's kind of stupid that you have to subscribe and then press that bell to actually be notified to the channels you want videos from. So click the bell. It's going to get you notified every time I post a video. Also, my reviews are available on Spotify, Anchor and Google Podcasts. The links are in the description. That's all I gotta say. Peace.